Welcome back, friends, to Occultists Anonymous, episode 142, sponsored by Roll20, The Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you very much to everybody who hangs out with us, especially a shout out to our Discord folks. You all are lovely, and I talked really, really bad about you on the last episode, and I meant every word of it. But it actually did remind me, there's some news that has come across the ether that there is another YouTube show out there doing Mage. So come by Discord and check out the What Happened in Your Game channel. They've posted their first little video. They're just getting started out, so go watch their videos, subscribe, be nice and polite to them because they are friends and family, and support them. This is not a call to go be mean. If I find out you were being mean, I will be upset. You do not want to upset the exarch of storytelling. Besides that, I forgot to mention that on the last one, so I mentioned it here. Good enough. And then a special shout out to all our patrons who support us monetarily. Thank you very much, everybody. Adele, Al, Alan, Michael, Alexander, Algos, Bernie, Blood Angel, Brandon, Dammit, Noctal, Doc, Emil, Jack, James, Jenny, Josh, Julian, Cat Feathers, Crazy Man, Melissa, Michael, Milo V3, Moku, Noba, Orange Turtle Without Jello, Perry, Puppeteer, Ramon, Roguesgrad, Ryan, Sebastian, Cinna, Seranus, Terry, the Iron Lords, the late Mr. Graves, Thomas, Usuf Sama, Vortex, Weiss, and Zoltan. Thank you all very much for your support. It means a lot to us. And I knew there was another thing. Also on Patreon right now, we have a poll running. Anybody can answer and vote. It may require you to create an account and log in, but it doesn't mean you have to be a patron. You don't have to give us any money or anything like that. But we're just asking what you guys are interested in and what you would like to see from us in the future. More games, more behind the scenes stuff, more new players. What is it that you're interested in? And like I say in the post, no guarantee we're going to do what you want, but we will take it under advisement. And if you want this thing and it's really close to this thing we want to do, then maybe we can find a nice little place and compromise. So there's a little poll there, and then we really want your comments. Just that way we have an idea of what kind of stuff you're interested in. And there's already a bunch of comments on there. So if somebody else is like, ooh, I want this, and you want it too, get in there and chime in too. The more detail that you give us about the stuff that you want, the more we can do. Because, I want to do more stuff. The only thing on my docket right now is I kind of want to start streaming some dumb mage-ish video games. And I know Chris is interested in doing that too. And so between the two of us, I still owe them we still got to go kill Nazis together, buddy. Yeah. So, yeah.
We do need to do that.
Yeah. So that's the only thing on my immediate docket. But beyond that, yeah, come let us know. Noctal, I appreciate you not naming yourself Alpha Kenny Body. I had to very carefully say that, so it was clear that those are three different words. If you don't get it, you'll figure it out. So when we last left the Cabal, Weird was getting taught the basics of matter by Songbird.
Advanced basics.
And in my head, this is like, does Songbird or Atratus do either one? If you want to teach me magic, you're kind of looking hopefully at Atratus, and Songbird goes, "I'll teach you."
Dude, I'm not there. This is like 6 a.m. or some nonsense.
Yeah. This is a real Songbird hours.
Yeah. Which actually comes back to because we mentioned it at the end of the last one. How does matter appear for Acanthus? Because we haven't really explored that side of things. So from the Book of Science and Sorcery, chapter I can't remember what. By contrast, matter is inert, unchanging, a tool of fate rather than a thing of time. Think of all the stories of objects that brought their owners weal or woe, all the swords of kings, the cursed diamonds, the nail that lost the shoe, that lost the horse, that lost the war, blah, blah, blah. In the Arcadian view, everything that appears in the story must have a purpose in the story, and because all the world's a story, everything has its purpose. That's how Acanthus sees matter. Every manipulation of material property is fundamentally moving the subject either closer or farther from its destined purpose. So Acanthus look at everything like Chekhov's gun. Okay, that's not actually what Chekhov's gun means, but yes. So that is
everything has a purpose,
right? Not necessarily that it's going to be fired in Act 3, but yeah. So that little story time and argument and discussion, because let's be honest, it's weird in Songbird. They're going to argue about what they're seeing in Mage Sight. It's like, no, it's this. It's these mandalas. No, this thing has a story. It doesn't have a story. I hit it with a hammer.
Have a story.
It exists because I made it right now.
Speaking of, when we last left, Songbird was also about to imbue 2 magic items. We're going to do it as a big singular ritual thing, but do you want to share with the people at home? Because there's concern that we may never actually see them in use.
So it's 1 item. The axe and shield are 1 item. They're part of a whole.
A pair. I dig that.
A set bonus.
Yeah, set bonus. So the idea of the imbuement is that the person who wields them will have a honing the form as long as they wield them. Add some strength, some dex, and some stamina. And then the can be activated by, let's be real, it's Songbird. It's probably calling for a blessing of Odin.
See, I was thinking the classic playing against the shield, but that's way cooler.
I mean, yeah, that's probably part of it too, but I want to make some of these people have to fucking say my name.
On gods they don't believe.
Exactly. Yep. And the axe and the shield will begin to levitate and act as a golem, and will sort of allow your classic like spiritual weapon float around you and protect you and fight for you while you do them casty wizard bits.
Dear Nintendo, please don't sue us.
I
said, Dear
Nintendo, that's why I changed it to an axe.
Appreciate
it's
that.
definitely not Aegis/.
Not at all. Atreides was trying to call
original character do not steal.
Atreides was trying to call Songbird out on making Nightblood, which if you're familiar with, it's terrific. But Nightblood has a mind, and this thing does not. It just floats and.
Do you want me to give it a mind?
No. Because I have seen Nightblood. Yes. No.
You just gotta be more specific. See, we see where they messed up, so we can do it better.
The mage, right there, all over it. No. I've
summed it all up. We're done here. We have finished the game. We have found the mage,
and they ascend. Jesus Christ. Okay. So which actually picks us up a couple hours after. Actually, let's go ahead and get some die rolling to figure out exactly how many hours it takes for Songbird to make or to imbue this thing. And actually, being a pair actually helps a lot because then you have 1 mana reservoir instead of 2.
It's got a mana reserve of 10.
Dude, it's a little mana battery too. That's awesome.
It doesn't make it, but it'll hold it.
Right. Yeah, mana batteries do the same. They just hold.
Yeah. 7 successes.
Very many.
And how much were we shooting for again?
We're shooting for 27. Because Hunting the Form is life 3. Golem and Levitation are forces and matter 4 each. Which creates a mana cost of 11. You double that to get 22, and then add the mana battery as well. Woof.
Ooh.
Not great.
14 dice, 2 successes. No failure, though.
Unlucky.
Come on.
1.
Unlikely.
And these are 1 hour per roll. Actually, which does remind me, it is an extended test. So the are we going to save that first exceptional success for the relinquishing it at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. So
you know what?
10,
I'll
12?
I'll actually chop my successes with the extended. Can I do that with this one or no?
Yeah, because I guess
it's not mundane.
I mean, it's not, but it's also no reason. I mean, we'll cut the 5 because it's your skill. Prime is basically working as your skill in this case.
Right.
So
I'm not using Prime, but matter and forces are both.
Don't you
Or
have
I'm
to have
rolling Prime to. You have to roll Prime.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. Yep.
wow.
Oh.
Unlikely.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18. I think that does it. Is how much we're aiming for?
27 originally.
Oh, okay. So 21 is what we need. I lost count. 9, 10.
7 rolls.
12.
Do 11 of them.
9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 18, 23.
25.
25. Okay, I may have missed
25.
one. And the last one is another exceptional success. So you can still
I relinquish it. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Don't have to go down to 3 dots of willpower.
And with that, done. And how many total rolls was that?
8. 1.
Cool. So Weird has an 8-hour-long ritual.
Comes out
beats
2
up
more
with-
hours of Songbird doing stuff.
Well, oh, that's true. I guess because you would have been doing it overnight.
Started doing this
Because the crafting, yeah.
Yeah. 2 hours more as Songbird is like, done. Hey, anybody want to teach me about matter? Songbird's like, yep, I'm in the mood. Sorry. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a vague sexual tension between Songbird and this imbued item.
Very true. And then is released, relinquished. And
Finished.
boom, done. And about that time, I guess Tratus shows up with coffee and goes, "Hey guys, what's up?" Songbird probably looks fine. Weird is probably like completely done. Get a nap maybe. But
Yeah.
You can have a knit. I'll pop it over. It's a
true,
praxis.
Yep.
It's a praxis. So here, have a sleep. Wake up. We got to talk about matter stuff while I'm doing this.
Yep.
And
That's why I rolled so shit. I'm splitting my actions here.
I would get so
Talking
tired
to Weird
of
and
that.
distracting.
Just like, what if I want to sleep? Like,
and especially as a mind
sleep
mage,
for real.
Yeah.
Let me turn my brain off.
It's definitely not a long-term solution.
Mm-mm. But when you need to do this thing today,
yeah.
I think especially like the way that Songbird sees it and has it go into effect is like a big fucking like caffeine and adrenaline spike.
Yep. And it's like, I will crash later and need to sleep later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, and to remind Ash, Atratus does have sleep of the just. So if he, Songbird's just being a little bit too much, you just night, boom. And I think it actually lets you make sure they sleep uninterrupted and
Yeah.
Good luck getting past my life 4.
It wouldn't harm your body is the thing.
If it does anything that he doesn't want.
Oh, okay.
Do my
I thought it
body.
was specifically things that would hurt.
Yep. Yeah.
Death Fox, I made a floating spiritual weapon imbuement into the axe and the shield.
More like a
It's
dancing weapon, but yeah.
Huh?
That's the one. Yes.
Dancing. Yeah.
Dancing weapon.
I mean, this is also what the spiritual weapon spell does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Spiritual weapon is just like not a physical object. It's the whole ephemeral.
Sure.
But,
yeah, it doesn't exist until you cast the spell, but it does this thing.
Dancing weapon is a good thing.
Too. Oh, okay.
Good pull.
So the cabal gets together. There's coffee and like Titus is like looking around and everybody's like, I think realizing, okay, it's time to have this conversation. He's like, I'm going to go get donuts. Like this looks like a donuts kind of morning.
Songbird definitely chases people around thanked him with the floating weapon, sort of vaguely threatening them.
Just making an axe follow them.
Look
Yeah,
what I can do.
I mean, and it's not songbird chasing; it's just an axe chasing someone. Hi, welcome to the Halloween episode.
Spooky, scary shields.
And yes, so the cabal, all members gather together. I imagine the group text goes out, which in my head, if network sends, it's just a little gif of like the bat signal.
Bird.
In you know.
You just send bird emoji.
Does Birdman have a little symbol thing?
Robin does.
Yeah, but I wanted Birdman. I actually, it's probably just the little Birdman, because I'm not going to do it like Birdman. There, see, I did it.
Oh, as in Harvey. Gotcha.
Yes.
Why does he keep saying Birdman?
Before he was Harvey, just when he was just Birdman. But yes. Anyways, the cabal gets together, has some donuts and some coffee. Everybody starts to wake up, and you guys are basically making plans for how to move forward with the grimoire.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
So do
ahead.
I see it? There's 2 puzzles to sort out regarding the grimoire.
Mm-hmm.
Puzzle number 1 is getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And problem number 2 is keeping it.
So there's a knock at the door.
Just eyes
Hello?
narrow, do not like.
This is
Songbird.
coming in.
I
guess
answered the
that's
door.
Your
That's
job.
my job.
It's Moonkeeper.
Oh.
Hello, child.
It's suspiciously timed.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Fancy you showing up just at this particular moment.
At this very particular moment. If I believe my timing is correct, you were starting to talk about the 5th grimoire.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I hate
Who has mage sight on?
I will turn it on once he shows up.
Cool. You don't see anything. What about anybody else?
Me.
Okay. You definitely recognize that there's a time spell on him. It seems to be the only spell on him.
I probably don't recognize it as a time spell, but
Because Prime Sight, I will give you some. I guess. That's true.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
But
you can see the general arcana, but you don't know what it is.
Right. All right. What do you like from the future or something?
yes.
Oh boy. Come
Can I
on,
come in?
we got donuts.
Okay. When he says that, I'm turning on mage sight.
Yeah. You recognize that he is using a high level time spell that you've never cast yourself.
Okay.
But he's like, yeah.
Come on in.
Are you here to do some telling us we're making a horrible mistake thing? I've seen time travel movies, so that's how this works.
Sort of.
Is genre savvy.
Right. I mean, already I am changing this timeline from my timeline. So, right. In my future, you all are dead. You
All
done?
right, Trunks.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. But yeah, that's the bit. I'm actually doing this against the rules of the Concilium. They don't want me to go back. Things have gone all sorts of awry, but I said, fuck it, they need to know. And kind of nods at weird. It's like, I'll be honest, I kind of like you all. And
ally dots, baby.
little less that, but yes. And looks over at Atratus and says, when's the last time you spoke with your vampire friends?
I mean, we don't chat.
Let me ask another question. Where are the bodies of the Stalker and Mr. Graves?
They, as far as I know, they each took one.
Mm-hmm. I suggest tonight you call them.
Okay.
and make sure that they still have them, because I don't know when the theft happens, but it does.
Okay.
And long story short, the stalker has revenge.
Cool. Is he not dead?
Death is a kind of minor thing for somebody who has Death 5 and access to some additional souls. So at this time, because I never met your vampire friends, I don't know them, and I'm not about to walk around and just kick down some doors for some vampires. So locate the bodies. Hopefully they haven't been retrieved. But yeah, that whole resurrected, coming back with a vengeance, and bringing an entire pack of werewolves to New York. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of repercussions this is going to have. Thank you, Crits. At this point, I don't know, where things are going to spin off to. But as far as I am aware, you all make this plan, go to wherever this fifth grimoire is, and don't come back. And then the stalker arrives with a lot of angry spirits and a lot of angry werewolves, and there are a lot of bodies strewn in the street of New York City. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I
would rather that not happen also.
So.
Yeah, I don't like that not coming back part. That sucks.
Yeah. So my thought is getting rid of the bodies is, a prime way to do things. Actually, a prime way to do things, yes. But I'm not sure. So I'm not going to stay here much longer. Me is going to probably be very confused. So I'm hoping I can get back and he's just going to be very confused about his missing hour, and then go on with his life. It's not like he's...
you switch places.
Huh?
Switch places with past you?
Quick knowledge for with you, your characters don't know this, but Quarters of Time throws you into your past self. And then you do whatever you do for that duration. And then when the duration ends, you back into the future and everything kind of settles.
We're doing a Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see. Thank you for the heads up.
Yes. Don't let anybody know, because I think technically I'm breaking a couple of the laws of the Lex Magica for the Concilium, because we're not supposed to mess with time, but I'm glad fuck that. Right. Which
not supposed to miss. That's half of Acanthus.
Yeah. Which reminds me, Weird, you're gonna have to talk to me later and basically catch me up. What you tell me, I'd probably tell me the truth, because more than likely, if I realize that it's a lie, I'm going to start digging into my own past and wonder what past me did, and then I'm going to find out about the future, and I don't know where that leads. That face. So, right. And like, you can definitely see like ticking clock kind of in the back of his head, kind of reaches over, pats you all on the shoulder and go, best of luck, and like hops up from the table and makes his way back out and try to get his body back to where it belongs, more or less. Network and Titus look up and go, right?
Cool. So Weird, how good are you at time? Can you make it like 4 hours ago when it's nighttime?
Yeah.
So I can go ahead and not have to wait until the end of today.
it undoes everything that happened. Songbird's golem.
That's some timeliney things that my brain doesn't know how to work on.
So out of character, just because we haven't messed with shifting sands very often, by which I mean ever. Thank you very much, Greg.
Here we go. You did this.
Oh, I know. Because damn it, he's got a couple dots of time to not use them. Feels like a waste. So you can send somebody back.
He sent me,
right?
So it doesn't screw up everyone else,
right? And so. Because, and this is something to discuss how you guys want to handle it. But yes, you could send just Atratus back a few hours. Now, the trick is your Atratus is going to show up with like the memories of herself. And she's going to have to wake herself up and go do something. Now, the big trick is while you're walking around, until you catch up to the present, you are clearly distortion in time, which is what Weird would have spotted. Not only just the fact that there's this spell, but that Moonkeeper is a distortion in time. But yeah, once you were caught up to now, everything continues forward. Which also means that Moonkeeper might not ever show up.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
I was thinking, like...
And the thing is, if that actually happens, Atratus will be the only person to actually have known what was sidestepped.
But I could still fill them in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. You can let them know, or you can just be like, oh yeah, there was this loose end, I tied it up, whatever. But yeah, because as long as you're just sending Atratus back, Songbird kept forging and imbuing and taught Weird. Yeah.
Because I don't super want to wait this many hours. And the other alternative is going to Tassos' lair, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what the downside to kicking in a vampire's door during the daytime would be.
I mean, and it's not just Tassos. Like, he has traps, he has guards, he has, ghouls. And that's just the Stalker's body. There's also Mr. Graves to contend with and Julia. So, yeah.
And I don't know where she's located.
Nope. So, yeah, the question is, how do you guys want to handle it? Because, I mean, you could all go back in time and undo, Songbird's, crafting and, however you want to do it.
Or if you feel okay, we can wait until tonight.
I think I can only go back a scene.
You can apply it multiple times. The reach can be applied multiple times.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So,
because I mean, while you guys are doing all this, I was just asleep.
Mm-hmm.
The previous scene for Atratus is being asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you take it kind of a wiggly bit, a scene is an hour. So throw back, a few hours. Which, because this spell is going to be breaching the domain because of where Atratus ends up, you will have to contend with the reach. So some mana, dedicated tool, anything like that. But
I mean, we could wait. But pros and cons.
I think it's cooler to let you time travel.
Yeah. Because we haven't done this at all, and that seems fun.
So I just need advanced duration?
I don't know that you need duration at all. Yeah, you do not need duration at all.
Okay.
Because the effect is potency seconds, or if you're doing reach, it's basically just reach that you care about. You don't even care about potency.
So is this like
Do I need 2 scenes or just 1?
I would probably say this is going to be a total of 3. So there is going to be
3 hours back.
Mm-hmm. Technically a little bit more than 3 hours in terms, but my thought is there was you being here, there was you getting here, and then there was you sleeping. Is the way I'm looking at it.
Is Is it like the time turners in Harry Potter where there are two of you while you're in the past, or do you take over your past body?
You take over your past body.
Okay. So I will wake up knowing current things.
Yep.
And then have to go fix. Okay.
I don't need potency.
Nope.
Don't need duration. I don't need scale.
Nope. It's all reach, which is actually one of my favorite things about this spell, because you can build as big of a die pool as you want. It doesn't matter. You have to deal with paradox to go back, which I don't know if it was intended, but yes.
It's good.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, the domain doesn't count because the spell is going to reach outside the domain.
I'm want to use my rapier as yantra with the idea of like I'm parting the veil of time, and as a defensive maneuver against an opponent.
Sure. I mean, regardless, if you use it, you get the dedicated magical tool for paradox reduction.
But I want the yantra bonus as well.
Sure.
The plus one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. I did have to check real quick and check your grimoire, and it does not have shifting sands. It's mostly a fate book.
Yeah, because they're mostly focused on the subtle.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I think I'm going to be capped at 5 for yantras anyway.
Yeah, because there's no negatives. Yep, 1 free reach, which, I mean, you can spend that at least towards the reach, because you can take the time to cast it and the ritual duration, which is going to be, 10 minutes in here. So, yeah, 15, 18 dice. But first, Paradox, which would, let's see, 7. Hang on, has our Paradox pool gone up?
This is 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weird is chasing that last last level of attainment.
Finish up the legacy.
Yep, let's see. Where's Paradox at? There it is. Yep, welcome to 4. So overreaching 2 is 8, reduced by 2 for your tool. So that brings it down to 6. Are you going to spend some mana?
I will spend 6 mana.
Okay, cool. So just a chance die.
Chance die.
Whoops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I rolled a 0, which does not roll anything. Cool. And so roll your 18 dice. Pretty sure you can do this one. It's just a mana heavy.
I'm over planning because fate's a bitch sometimes, and this is important.
Sure.
1 success.
Don't jinx them. Hey, there's all your mana back. If you
I'll
want
take all the mana back plus 1.
Sure. Easy peasy. Atreides, you watch as, Weird does a ritual, goes through processing, and then just like there's just this beat, and you go from being here in the Rookery to back at the Puck building, getting ready for bed.
Okay.
Just gonna immediately pull out the phone and text Julia and Tassos.
Cool. Tassos, what are you texting?
Just, do you guys still have the bodies?
Tassos immediately texts back and goes, yes, why? Julia, no answer.
Well.
No immediate answer.
Yeah. Just gonna be honest with him. Good reason to believe that someone's gonna try to steal it and resurrect him. So, we need to destroy it. Have you learned anything that you might find useful?
I think the text is, but I don't wanna, followed by, I mean, I want this thing to be around more, but I also do not want to see this thing up and moving.
You definitely don't. Or his werewolf pack.
Well, I mean, why didn't you start with the werewolf pack? Come over and come pick this thing up before the dogs come sniffing at my door.
All right. Fuck, what am I going to do with it?
You can just, with matter, can't you just unmake it?
Yup. Well,
yes. Well,
not. Well, actually, yeah, with matter
unmaking can just.
It's just an unmaking.
Well,
undo things.
Hang on, you don't have matter 5, right?
No, right. I've only got 4.
Right.
Got death 5.
Death. I think you can accelerate some decay.
Some decay to make it just rot away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to go over to Tassos' place.
Cool. Yeah, which you remember where that it was. It's, down through the sewers, this turn, that turn, with perfect recall. It's a breeze to get there. Tassos is like leaned against the the entrance in the door, kind of watching for you, and he goes, okay, come on. And the stalker is already not a pleasant gentleman to look at, and he is now well vivisected, and all sorts of different decanters and things are hooked up to him, and looks like used to be hooked up to him and now are just kind of sprawled around. He goes, yep, okay,
yeah,
take away my new toy.
But
no,
again,
well, actually, I think Tassos actually calls you guys like, no taking it away. You just go ahead and destroy it here, because I don't like.
Sure, sounds good.
You running off with it, or are you the one? And actually, I think he has a moment of, wait, are you the one resurrecting?
No. Okay, so would it just be Visceral Gnosis and Death?
I'm going to look up. I think the answer is probably yes. Because Empty Presence, Deny the Reaper. Yeah, because even Deny the Reaper, which is the reverse of this, you're just...
Doesn't really have a withstand, it's just...
Yeah, because effectively what you're doing is withering.
Just like
on
super
crack.
withering. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is just a flat Gnosis plus Death, as you just work it forward, and just be like, all right, get along here. Because, technically, was it, Rotting Flesh, the 3.1 is decaying and stuff like that. So, yeah, just Gnosis plus Death.
3 successes.
Yeah, and just... you hear Tassos kind of sob a little bit as this body just, rapidly ages and dissolves away into component atoms.
Good, because if it is still identifiable as a body, Deny the Reaper doesn't take into account stage of decay, it takes into account time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so Tassos kind of looks at you and goes, all right, hang on. And pulls out a legitimate electric shop vac. And just...
Good. Now, if we can take that and, toss it into a fire, and then scatter the ashes in the ocean...
The fire thing, that's all you. And,
That's fine.
Hands you a to-go bag of the stalker dust.
Sure. Sounds good.
This has been a weird day. Night. So yeah, this one's all on you.
So, Julia texted her also. She didn't answer. Have you heard from her recently?
Not recently, but we're not exactly a chatty couple, and we've both been busy with our current projects.
Okay, well,
same thing with her body.
Yeah, less. Well. Different bad, but
yeah, because this one's scary bad, the other one more like you guys bad, so but also resurrected and coming back with a vengeance kind of thing.
Probably.
Okay.
So yeah, pick up my phone and just call her now for real.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing. The phone ringing in the background was perfect time.
Good Foley, y'all.
Yeah, nice job, guys.
Only ramping up that production value.
The phone just keeps ringing. While you're on the line and just waiting, Tassos kind of walks farther out and basically deeper into his lair, areas that you haven't seen, and comes back with a I almost said young man, probably mid-30s. Mid-30s is still young, damn it, but not not mid-20s. And Tassos says, "This is Callum." Callum is watching Tassos with avarice, I think is the term, and it takes a minute for him to like turn his attention to you at all, and says, "Callum here is very useful. Callum also knows the way to Julia's lab. So Callum is going to be a good boy and take you there. And,
okay.
Is going to keep an eye on you and make sure that nothing happens to you as much as he can."
All right.
And Callum looks at Tassos and goes, "Yes, sir," and then walks forward and kind of extends his arm. And he's dressed similar to how Tassos usually does, a little bit more upscale, but he's clearly a human. He's a ghoul, not a Nosferatu or anything like that. And offers his arm and to escort you out, very gentlemanly. And you are subjected to about an hour and a half of how great Tassos is, and why do you know Tassos, and what interest do you have in Tassos? And it's like, all right, bro.
What are your intentions?
Right. Quickly leads you to basically to the actual street. You guys hop in a cab and ride, and it's about 20 minutes, but then a walk. Like I said, an hour and a half of talking, but actually it's just a 20-minute ride. Whatever. Time is a thing. And leads you to a upscale apartment building. Walk inside, pass a doorman, ride an elevator. And goes, "Okay, at this point, things get kind of weird, so just stick with me. It'll be okay, though." Callum has no idea who he's talking to. The door, does not open at the floor. It just, lands and nothing opens, and he basically raps in a kind of rhythmic code on the door, and then the elevator opens physically by probably the largest man that you have seen, short of Samson. Just this enormous, bulking, actually the second Hulk movie where the muscle strands are very, very obvious, and it's just whoa, okay. Parts the doors, looks down, sees Callum, goes, "Sup?" Looks over at you. "Who the fuck are you?" Callum quickly steps forward, gentlemanly, says, "Oh, no. She's with the Ordo." Oh, okay. Steps out of the way, and it looks like somebody transplanted the classic vampire nightclub kind of vibe to the entire floor of this apartment complex. The lights are really low. There's a little bit of music coming out of a couple different apartments. There are definitely some folks who look like they're in a bit of a drug bender kind of thing, slumped over, and you definitely, it's probably in context and with Adras's past, working with vampires. Tassos and his Nosferatu folks hang out with and keep an eye on the local homeless population. Julia seems to hang out with a bunch of junkies, and possibly a little bit more rave thing. And but Callum leads you forward and has gone into full white knight mode of holding you close and leading the charge, and pushing people away. and says, "Yeah, it gets a little wild in here, but just, it's okay. You're safe here."
Okay.
And basically leads all the way down a hallway to a pair of apartments that have the doors just off. And the smell in here has not been super great. It's a lot of sweat and other body scents. But back here, it's a little bit more accurate, a little bit more chemistry lab. And Callum leads you into one of them. And in the living room is Julia, who's got like some kind of nicer business clothes and like a heavy duty like chemistry lab apron, big goggles, her hair's done up, and she looks up. What the fuck? Atratus! Hi, honey.
Hi.
What is... Callum, you can go. She's fine. I know who she is. Callum looks very confused about what he should do. Kind of looks to you and says, "You're going to be okay?"
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm the most powerful being in this room.
Yes, like, trust me, I'm the scary one. So Callum kind of makes his way back out. Good job, Songbird. There you go. And Julia kind of looks over and goes, "What's up?"
Hey, do you still have the mage body you took from us?
No, you came and got that.
Cool. I did not. When did this happen?
A week ago?
Okay.
Like, looked like you, smelled like you. What do you mean it wasn't you?
Wasn't me.
Like, there's a whole lot of disbelief. And she kind of leans in. She's like, "Listen, not to be like crude or anything, but like, I've tasted your blood. Like, it was you."
Mages can copy other people. Life magic can make copies.
Like, to that level of detail?
Yeah.
You got to bring me one of them too. Damn. Okay, so I've been had.
Cool.
And they just,
yeah.
But I mean, it's just a body.
Especially advanced death mages can resurrect people.
Sufficiently advanced mages like you?
Mm-hmm. I can do this thing that I'm talking about. If you have a spare soul and a body.
Technically, don't even need the soul.
You don't need the soul. Yeah, you can resurrect the body and then put the soul in it and have a normal person again.
With magic keeping them alive.
Okay, so and technically, with the reach, to bring them back. Yep. Okay.
Cool. Well, I went and got the other one and have gotten rid of it, disassembled it.
It's like there's a question about what you mean by disassembled and says, never mind, that's a question for later. Okay, so we can go, security camera footage gonna help you any?
It might. Can you tell me anything you remember? Well, I can
you
get
came
the memories.
Told me that you needed the body back. We had a big huff. I stopped answering your phone calls because you took my body.
Great.
And then you show up here with Callum, acting as if it's no big deal, and now I know why. Unless, of course, you're lying to me now. But that seems a little bit weird. How fucked am I?
Well, we might all be screwed.
She grins. She goes, "Oh wait, hang on. I'm probably lower on the totem pole than you are, aren't I?"
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my facilities are at your disposal, but this sounds like a thing that is not getting solved here. And like there's a little bit of a wry grin of she's like, you are so fucked, and I probably am too, but I can at least wait until I find out you're dead kind of situation.
Yeah, the worry is resurrected mages coming back for revenge.
But it'll just be the one now, at least, right?
We can hope, assuming this body was the real one.
I mean, wait, which body? And you like pointing at the doggy bag?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just gross out a
Tassos
vampire?
hadn't given it away to anyone, so...
No, and I'll be honest. Well, I mean, he's got better security than I do, and has less people walking in and out. But
I just want to stop for a moment and just comment on how you just grossed out a vampire. Awesome.
So yeah. Well, if I can do anything, give me a call. I'll actually answer next time.
Thank you.
Sorry, I thought those really mean thoughts about you. But you didn't hear about them, so it's okay.
Okay, well. Cool. So.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, what to do now?
Now, at this point, I mean, there's potential. Yes, as chat has mentioned, well, more time travel. That is a possibility, or moving forward and finding wherever Graves' body is now. Because going back,
like that one.
Because going back a week, that's outside of Weird's purview, and to do corridors of time and borrow Moonkeeper's help and go back that week, that's going to undo a lot of stuff that they've done. So
yeah, I don't think that that's the plan now. I do want to take what remains of the Stalker's body and get it like destroyed.
Sure. Yeah. Probably a Songbird thing, or chuck it into... Yeah, I mean, you've got a couple options. But time-wise, or immediate actions, basically go meet up with people actually in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you arrive to Songbird imbuing an axe and shield before... or actually probably just after that, and as Weird is getting matter lessons.
And we'll kind of catch up.
Yep. And notably Weird, looking at her, she is out of time.
You see, covered in your nimbus.
Hey.
Covered in your nimbus.
Do I want to know what's going on?
Hopefully you'll find out soon. If that doesn't happen, then I'll fill you in.
Okay.
What the fuck are you talking?
She's under a time spell and my nimbus is all over her, so...
Songbird, can you, supernally destroy this?
Yeah, sure.
No plus prime.
No questions asked. Now, what was that?
Okay.
Look in the bag. Okay. Matter and prime unmaking. Just fucking.
Yep.
Beyond recognition, destroyed at an atomic level and on a supernal truth level of being this thing.
This thing no longer exists. Yep. So in while you go ahead,
Ka-chow, back at it again.
Yep. 2 successes. Yeah. So you guys continue forward, and I guess Atreides, you take a nap on the couch and just wait, or
Yeah.
Okay. Morning comes. Nothing seems to happen.
Moonkeeper doesn't come.
How long do you wait?
I was just going to try to wait until we caught up to where I had been sent back.
Right, which time-wise, yeah, you cross that threshold. Weird can look over and actually see is like...
I'm watching the whole time, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, the time dilation weirdness seems to all go away. And, Tritus is caught up at this point. Like, Titus and Nako and Network have, come by and, had breakfast and gone on. Because, of course, the meeting to talk about the Grimoire never happens. You guys, like...
I figured we were still doing that, yeah.
Well, Songbird would still definitely start that conversation.
Okay. Cool. I wasn't sure. So, yes, notably, the meeting starts. Nothing happens.
Okay. All right, then.
And eventually I'll see the temporal drop off.
Yeah, Tritus as caught up to her timeline.
Okay.
We're all caught up then, and I guess I have to explain.
Careful. Do you have to explain?
Yes, and notably, you aren't going to cause weird paradox. You can literally travel back in time and kill your father. Well, actually, not your father. Kill yourself at birth and continue on. Like, yeah.
Okay, well, I will fill them in on the whole thing. The visit from Moonkeeper. And so, you sent me back. I acquired the stalker's body we have destroyed. Graves' body got stolen already. Someone who looked like me walked into Julia's lab and took it a week ago.
Fuck.
Would a resurrected body have Graves' memories?
As far as the death spell works, it is the same person, and they wake up without a soul. But otherwise, they are fine. Technically, you have seen this spell work. It's what happened to the Myrmidons. They just pop right back up and go, wow, that sucked. There's probably some other lasting effects, but... and plug a soul back into them, and then they can start casting spells again.
Fine. Okay, I really have to go. I drank too much coffee.
Sure.
Give me 5 minutes.
Sure.
First time we've ever had that happen.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the protocol here? Because at Critical Role, you have so many players, you can just keep going. So impromptu Q&A, Twitch chat, throw us the semi-appropriate questions. Because let's be honest, you're not going to be perfectly appropriate. Oh my gosh.
So that was fun.
Yep. I was like, how have they not noticed?
Drew is bastard, man.
I was like, man, this is the biggest loose end ever. And then Atratus did it twice. And I'm like, yep, okay. This would happen, but
people die when they're killed.
Yep. Except this is beige. Tea or coffee? Both. Depends on the time and how my throat is feeling.
What is Acanthus's life goal from pre-awakening? Fucking punching people and getting paid for it?
And, MMA champion supreme, whatever that,
And then the, obsessive goal that led to awakening was figuring out, I never really settled on exactly what specifically it would have been, but
yeah,
figuring out, basically they were beginning to see little bits and pieces of Force's mysteries.
Of course, we invented all this stuff before SOS came out, and we had all the, this is what a pre-awakened mage.
Right. Retconning all of that would have been, they were starting to see some little bits and bobs of Force's mysteries and Force's sight and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Is kind of how I picture it.
That's a good one from Noctowl. What is the coolest corporate spy job that Weird did before Awakening? That's right, guys. Weird used to be a corporate spy. You remember that? We never talk about it. And Weird now is like, yeah, that was a literal different person.
Totally, completely. So Weird's MO was that she'd be hired by some company to steal some secrets. She would go and get hired on at the target company and like be an actual employee there and use that access to get whatever she was after. And then she would, after a period of time, resign so that nobody was the wiser, and she would leave with the secrets and return to the people that originally hired her and make off with lots of money.
And yes, damn double pay indeed.
Yeah. I mean, the corporate pay was nothing compared to the money she was making as the spy part. But
sure.
So if the job was successful, no one was the wiser that she was an agent or a spy or anything like that.
Sounds like most spy jobs. It's like,
yeah.
If this goes well.
If they're the wiser, you're not a very good spy.
Yeah, and so like I got my stuff set fire to the building and double birds as I fall back out a window or something. Like it was all very subtle.
No, that's how Songbird does the spy job.
Yes. Kick you in the door, gun everybody down, or punch everybody down.
If there's no witnesses, no one knows who committed the crime.
You play Hitman the same way I do.
Yes, exactly.
Mastigo's Hitman. Oh, I can literally bend bullets. The payday model of spying. Exactly.
We stay quiet until we don't.
Yeah. People think she thinks maybe doing what she used to. I mean, she's not really in that world anymore.
Oh yeah, nostalgia, regret, desire to mess with them.
Yeah, no, that's not really since Awakening. Like Awakening's kind of been her whole focus, and like that's literally a different person before and after. So she doesn't like that's not on her radar of things to pay attention to anymore at all.
And it's not like she is in any way involved with anything corporate now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, those people would just fly by. Also, don't forget to go by Discord, eatinto.space. Come hang out with us. Patreon.com/Occultists Anonymous to support us monetarily. And I'm not going to do this at the end of the episode. We're just getting it all done now. Cultanon.threadless for all our merch awesomeness. And of course, through RPG, there is an affiliate link in the chat. Well, not in the chat, excuse me, in the comments below. And any books that you buy there gives us a little kickback, which I put towards buying other TTRPG books for stuff that we may play in the future, or scary stuff for Chronicles of Darkness. And Atratus is back, and I can't remember where we left off. Oh, yes.
I just filled them in on the theft of Grave's body.
Right. And you just missed a little impromptu Q&A. So yes, Graves missing. A quick little aside, because I think Atratus would have thought about it in the time while she was waking. His soul is still in a jar in...
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have checked, and yeah, the soul is still in a jar where you left it, and so is the soul stone. Yeah.
So we can... I'm trying to think of if that would be connected to the body.
I mean, they probably aren't connected, but they're probably a strong connection.
I was just wondering if you could take like the soul stone and then find the physical body of the person it belonged to.
Mm-hmm. There's some level of connection that Weird can probably sit and mess with and be like, okay, let me figure out how to get there, because if he's not resurrected yet, it's not connected to him. But the body, yeah, so you might have to, there might be some tweaks and some stuff that you got to get creative with, but yeah, that's actually a good point.
So yeah, space mages.
Mm-hmm.
Help.
Yeah, which network goes, haha, Weird.
Yeah. That's not going to be a strong connection, though, is it?
Yes. In my mind, it's going to be literally a strong connection.
Okay.
Because the soul stone, was connected to the body, and at this point, it is a body. Or is it? Which is probably the start that you probably.
So do I need correspondence, or can I start with borrow threads?
Borrow threads will let you borrow a connection that exists. So if there's a connection from the soul stone to the body, you can borrow that.
Or am I going to have to webweaver?
Well, webweaver would let you
forge a connection,
right? And you'd a connection between you and a subject. So there's a couple different ways that you can go about it. If you just want to kind of swing blind effectively, you can do borrow threads, but correspondence will actually let you get some information and see where things go.
Yeah. I'll do the correspondence.
Yeah, because I figured using the soul itself might not be great, because if they resurrect him, he'll have a new one probably.
But if he hasn't been resurrected yet, the soul would go right back to his body, wouldn't it?
Not if it's in a soul jar.
Okay. Well, no, I mean if she let it go.
No, it would be.
Okay.
It would.
I mean, if he's dead, it would probably go back.
Yeah, it's one of those things of. I mean, it's a mystery and it's a thing we could investigate. But if you're right, letting his soul out is just going to.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
But what I was wondering if I could follow a connection from the soul back to a body, but.
I mean, that would.
Soulstone's probably easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the soulstone would be better.
Yep.
It's like when you're alive, your soulstone is connected simply to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the withstand would be 3, 1.
Because you're targeting the connection, it's 3.
Okay.
And while Weird is doing that, Tyleron, that's a really good question, but because we're not in the Q&A, bring it by Discord and we'll definitely discuss it. Where's roll 20? There it is. Yeah, while Weird is working that out, do you guys have any plans? Or I guess at this point, it's just we got to figure out what you're up to first.
Just give me a scry window. Or teleport the body here. Like, either way.
I want to know who took it. Because that means someone is fucking around with things.
Mm-hmm. Now, you do know somebody out that way that you could reach out to.
Mm-hmm. It seems a little unsafe. Though I could go dream hopping.
Potentially. I'm not pushing any particular path. I'm just reminding you of various options.
At this point, with all this going on, I don't want to call him or text him in any way.
This soulstone right here, so I don't need sympathetic range. Right?
Correct.
Or do I?
No, you're good.
But he has shown in the past that dream visits were safe from prying eyes. Though hopping into Zolius's dreams doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
Yep. It'll be a thing, that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
It's a potency spell, so I'm already at potency 4, so that should cover the connection withstand, right?
Yep.
I like this mouse man. 543. We're not asking Zolius for anything. He is a traitor. That is the conviction of an Abramos right there. Thank you.
It's kind of amusing because I have I literally must have disconnected and reconnected from chat because I missed that part. All I got is he is a traitor. I'm like, yeah, he is. Zolius's dreams are in a horror show. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In short, Zolius is a very, very conflicted man.
Broken
cool.
person.
There's some changes to that.
Okay.
Because I need advanced duration.
Okay. Well, because the spell is not leaving, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about reach because you're just casting it here.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. So infinite reach. Okay.
Yep. And doesn't have to worry about potency too much because it already has 4 potency because it's a potency spell.
And then capped at 5, so 12, 16.
My alt tabbing. There we go. Yes.
Hey.
What is with all these like 8 successes?
I will take a condition.
Sure. Let's do a bonus to occult.
Sure.
Righto. And so this was borrow threads?
No, this was correspondence, you said.
Okay. But I mean, it's up to you because it's the same effective roll. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, if you're doing correspondence, sorry, because borrow threads is what I was comparing for the withstand. In case of correspondence, that gives you connections to like investigate and follow.
And I pay the reach for the connection to the body to specify the connection.
Can chain them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start at the thing. So your connection from the soul stone, and what reach are you looking to find next?
I'm looking for the connection to the body.
Okay. So yes. In this particular case, the soul stone does have a connection to the body. So it is, you can find that connection, and effectively, if you're chaining this, you are now, at the body. If you want to find a connection from there.
Would there be a connection to who took the body?
There's potentially one. Now, bear in mind, you could not target these, but it does let you investigate. So is that the next thing then?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, you find the connection to who took the body, and in reference, here we're talking about how does the sympathetic...
How does the body think
of this? Yeah. Well, I think actually it thinks of it as the thief, and then you find yourself like kind of investigating this or looking at this entity. How would it kind of look at it? Actually, it's a body. It's going to have a very flat, platonic view of the thing that took it, and there's this is the ST problem. Do I just go, oh yeah, you see a pair of hands and that's about all the body cares about, or do I give you like some real information? Actually, yeah, I think you basically just see a pair of hands because you have one more connection. So you can go from this thing that you don't know who it is or what it is, and go from it to something else.
Okay. I'll go from it to something else. And what is the something else?
Well, that's up to you, because you're following the connection. So you went from the body to who stole you, and so you're there. So
and I got a pair of hands.
Right. So from those hands, or the body that the person that stole, what's the something else? Because you could the childhood home, and so you could see the childhood home. You could see their sanctum. You could see more esoteric things.
I want to understand the hands connection to the body, if there is one. Like, is this just some
reversing
funky...
it back?
Yeah, is this because I want to get his perspective or her perspective or their perspective on the thing that they're dragging around.
The body.
That's really good. Okay.
I had the same thought, but I didn't want to.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So the hands, air quote, the thief thinks of the body as my master.
Okay. All right. So back up the chain. I'm going to do borrow threads on the connection to the body.
Okay. Yep. And that one you could probably roll the same. Yeah. You can roll the same thing because the withstand. Oh, now borrow threads is a duration spell, so that one you actually need potency on.
Yep. So I got to write it up again.
Sure. I mean, actually, just how much? Because potency for strong connection is 3, so you only need 4 potency, which means you need -8.
-6.
Thank you. 1. Why do I always do that? Yes. Yeah, -6.
You always got 1 potency, right?
Yep. And yeah, as chat says, so not Solius. No.
We did leave one of those werewolves alive.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And there was also just the building full of sleepwalkers.
So if I check my math on that, if I work the math out, that becomes 12? I'm taking a -10,
but then you can pick up the other 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop. Hammer time. 4 successes. Cool. Okay. So yes, you now have a connection from you to the body of Mr. Graves.
All right.
So I mean, quick solution is to teleport it here and destroy it, but that doesn't solve the problem of
doesn't have to be there.
Whoever this is.
We don't have to do that.
Scry, let us see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they know enough to copy me with life magic.
Something.
So they know it's us.
It's a duration spell, so I'm going to need the 3 potency.
Quick reminder that Imposter could actually do the same thing. The mind magic.
They would still have to know me, though, right? To make her see me.
I believe Imposter can let you decide. While Craig is writing this up. I'm looking at space. That's why I can't find it. I was like 3, 4. Mine 3. Can invent an appearance or mimic the exact look, sound, and smell of any other individual they know. So they would have to know you in order to imitate you. I do love that because of how Imposter works. You can actually be the best wingman or wingwoman you ever wanted to be, because if you open doors wearing somebody else's face, it opens the doors for them. Cool. 1 reach for...
1 reach for sympathetic range.
Okay, so yes, and you're just going to take the ritual time to do it. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I don't think we're in any particular, like this happened a few days ago. I don't think we're in.
You want the duration, right?
And advanced duration, yeah. I've got more reach up there.
Right. Yeah. So advanced duration. I mean,
you've got enough reach to do it, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So instant, sure.
Might as well do it instant, right?
Yep.
Instant reach. Yeah. I was trying to think if there was any reason not to. Yeah. Snap your fingers. Spend a mana because it is sympathetic. And then 11 -6 to get through any withstand. It's a strong connection, so you only have a withstand of 2. Or actually, is it only 1? Yes, withstand of 1 plus an 8 ward potentially. Cool. So 11 -6 is 5 plus 8 is 13. Four successes. All right. So with that, the scry window kind of appears, because I imagine you're making it visible so everybody can see. And it is zoomed in on Graves' body, looking, I almost said comatose. That would have given the wrong, deceased, pale, and head smashed in, if I remember correctly. And not looking great. But laid on
a week of decay on it now.
That's true. Yep.
Julia was also dissecting him.
I'm glad you're scry. Yeah,
that's actually very true. Yes, yeah, and you do have the close-up scry because it is on a subject, so you get it nice and close. It definitely looks like Julia had given the same vivisection kind of thing that the stalker had. Hers isn't quite as thorough. It's mostly just chest cavity. But yeah, he's definitely been opened up. We'll just leave it at that. And Weird, you can kind of pan around a little bit, but everything's kind of focused in. You can see that the body of Graves is laid on what looks like a stone altar. Looks a little bit, I don't want to say rough because that sounds primitive, but looks more ancient make. But it is very easy to recognize high speech runes on it. Kind of hard to make them out because they're a little bit out of focus, but definitely like that's not a regular language. And kind of swing around, and you see out of focus, but definitely close enough, and can hear the voice of Cynthia going, "Come on back, anytime now. Come on."
Songbird?
Yep.
Notably, while Songbird is writing this up, Cynthia
I think I just got to figure out how much reach I need, right?
+1 for, because it's sensory, +1 for remote.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Overreaching by 2.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Cynthia does not sound quite the way she had before, which Songbird and Weird had heard before, but Atritus said not. Actually, no, because at this point, Atritus would have seen some of Mammon's memories.
Yeah, she's replayed all this for us.
Yeah, she sounds a little bit rougher, like, say, somebody who has died and come back.
Died.
I was gonna say she's supposed to have been dead. I'm gonna roll horses into this one and make it
Gonna make it messy.
a little messy. Do I need to get past the withstand of a body?
Depends on how unmaking you're doing this. I'm
doing eradicate energy.
Oh, okay.
It says if used on a creature, it's instantly fatal, but withstood by stamina. But I don't.
No,
it's
in
an
this
object
case,
at this point. Right?
In my head, you're talking about its durability.
We have bots. We should kill them.
We do have bots.
2 whole bots.
I mean, if you're targeting an object, it doesn't have durability as a withstand. So just you blow shit up.
Oh, does it not?
No.
Oh, there you go. And then create snuffs energies out. Destruction particularly. Interesting. So it actually does, it just calls out energies of an area, but not necessarily talking about, but yeah. Fuck it.
Cool. Yeah, so because I can do 3 spells together at once, right?
Yeah. At Gnosis 6.
At Gnosis 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Prime, Matter, and Forces Unmaking.
Heck yeah.
Undo.
Control Z.
You've got
Supernal Dissipation, Eradicate Energy, and yeah, that's right. I need to roll Overreach. You said 2 dice?
Overreach by 2, so 6.
Cool.
Are we worried about the altar?
I think we want to destroy it. If they're using it to res people on. My vote is to try to blast this whole thing.
Okay.
Cool.
I was in the middle of saying I was going to spend some mana on it, but it's all good.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, because you're going to walk off the 2 bashing wounds. Oh, wait, that's your wisdom. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. We'll work it out.
It's a little baby paradox.
Yep.
It's fine.
As for
at this point, I've had worse.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, as Ash pointed out, are we zapping just the body, or are we going as the joke is, Fireball says to whom it may concern, and just leveling everything centered around the body?
I like that.
Yeah, the basic arm's reach scale.
Yep. Cool. And yeah, because you included Prime. Yep. I think for the first time ever, you guys are watching a scry, and you see static and snow.
I mean, I gotta roll this, right?
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spend a willpower on it.
Sure.
And
yeah.
18 dice, 4 successes, huh? Can't get that 5.
Nope. Does this also dispel the scrying window?
No, because I'm not dispelling anything.
No, you were you were unmaking, correct? Yeah. However, the body goes away. Yeah. So the scry does go away.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
But yes.
I was going to drop it immediately anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to be here. I don't want to watch this.
I don't really want to see this. So
I don't want anyone to have a connection back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so on a purely like multi-dimensional like level of like supernal and like down to an atomic level, the whole area just fucking ceases to be.
Yep. The only thing
violently.
The only thing that might survive is, say, an artifact.
Cynthia.
Cynthia, I think, is definitely in the blast radius because she's leaning over this body, trying to coax him back.
Well,
yeah.
Rip.
Bye again.
Well, hope you had more than 5 stamina.
No. No. And with that, the scry window kind of winks out of existence because there's no body to scry on. And do you have an AOH that then? Yes, which is the next thing we're getting into. And now that said, because I don't want to like ham-fist at this, because like I said, it is that 5-foot radius and Cynthia is in the blast zone. Do you wait for her to clear the blast zone, or is she getting swept up in this too?
My goal is not to intentionally kill her now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the body goes away, the scry goes away, and as last you guys can see, Cynthia is outside of that blast radius, but that body, it gone.
Cool.
So short of some time magic, yeah.
Weird pulls a tarot card.
Okay.
Are we in the good timeline now?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll Gnosis plus Fate. Find out.
No, Gnosis plus time.
Gnosis time. 6 successes. Yes. And specifically, because I'm sure the question is basically, yes, are the bodies of, are they not coming back or something to that nature? And the answer is, yeah, they gone. It does not take a lot of thinking to realize that probably what happened was she took Mr. Graves' body. Mr. Graves then got the Stalker's body. Yeah. So by nipping that in the bud, by getting rid of Graves' body, there's no coming back. So yes.
Nice.
Oh.
We did it.
I have been waiting for you guys to be. So we talk about the Grimoire, because that's literally what Moonkeeper was jumping back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was totally expecting this to be like I call up Zolius. He says, "Hey, so I got a call from fucking Graves today."
No. Yeah, because let's be honest. The Stalker and Zolius, the Stalker and Graves, they wake up, realize they've been dead, and Zolius is still alive. They know who the fuck did it.
Number one.
Yeah. So potentially, you guys may have just saved Zolius's life. Good luck convincing him of that. Yeah. But yeah, So thank you all for joining us. I did all the rambly stuff earlier in the episode. So we will see you guys next Friday or, yeah.
Stay lucky.